Hello, Terra Novo Lyceum, and hello, world. I'm your host, Dalva, and today we are going to draw a card from the Archetype Cards by Carolyn Mace. Let you get a good look at that lady there on the front. I think that's the Queen. So again, kind of following along with the theme from the long rambling video from earlier this week, looking at things symbolically, which I think helps a whole lot to not take life and our interactions with other folks so personally. It's like sometimes it's just it's symbolic, it's just life, it's archetypal energy, it just is, and there's no need to get too down in the mouth about it, right? So let's go ahead and take a nice deep cleansing breath in. Let it go, let it flow. It is Friday, it's the weekend. No stress, right? Go ahead and show you. This deck is huge, by the way. It's, let's see, it's on this box here somewhere. 80 cards. I think it's one of the bigger decks that I have. But there are a lot of archetypes, right? So there's the edges. I don't know why I showed you that, because there's no gilt on them. So there's the front, and I have a bunch of archetypes. Okay, so let's see which one that we might be dealing with, either in ourselves or maybe it's kind of coming to us through another person, and what that might mean. It'll take me a minute to shuffle this great big old thing. Said 80 cards. It's a really chunky deck. But this one wants to come out. Thank goodness. And what do we have? The student. Okay, we got a little person here. It looks like they're underneath a tree. There's books hanging out of the tree, and they're reading. So maybe that's the tree of knowledge. And they're taking a book there, or they had a book, and when they're done they'll put it back up there. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of symbolism in this, but we have this divided up into two categories. It says light attributes and shadow attributes, and with light attributes it says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. The shadow attributes could be arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge. I don't even think it necessarily has to be destructive knowledge, just arrogance with whatever knowledge you have, and unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. And again, not to argue too much with Madam Mace, but I think some people have an inability to translate knowledge into action, and that may very simply be, but it's not really that simple, is it? That could be undealt with trauma. It could be past life issues. We talked about that. It could be mental or emotional illness. That's a physiological reason that people have a hard time doing that. So, I don't know. I get a little peevish with things where it's just like light and dark and good and evil, and, shadow and light, and they have to be the exact opposite. It's just like, no, I don't know about all that. It's just like, people are people, and frequently all this is mixed up with all of this, and you see both. There's a lot of gray area to being human. So I tend to shy away from demonizing one aspect and praising another. I've seen people who are love and light all day long, and they're assholes. Cold, unfeeling, nasty. And I've seen some people who are pretty rough around the edges, maybe not always done the right thing, maybe a little outside the law kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, they live by a code, and they follow that code, and they're going to protect those who need protecting. So I've seen both, folks. But going back to the student archetype specifically, this can mean something like, is there a class that you've been wanting to take? Like maybe the author in context, Edgar Allan Poe class. How do you like that plug? Seriously, is there a class that you've been wanting to take? Is there a new skill you've wanted to learn? Is there something that you have knowledge in that you're wanting to transition from student to teacher. It could be any of these things. But the student archetype is usually, if someone has this as like their lifelong archetype, knowledge and learning is always going to be important to them. It's going to be something that they need to stay balanced. If it's popping up in your life for a brief period of time, then those themes apply now, like teaching, learning, being involved in the dissemination of knowledge, or the taking in of knowledge. So, is there a student popping up for you? Are you the student? Is someone else a student? Is there something that you need to be teaching? Is there something you need to be learning? This card's asking all those questions. And also, author and context. Edgar Allan Poe could be learning about Poe and his life and his times and his works. Just saying. Putting it out there, folks. There's still time. All right. Everyone take a nice deep cleansing breath in. Let it go, let it flow. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.